go around Florida, and you walk into such a base medrash and you feel you're at home, even more than at home. You feel you're in your house. So you should have a lot of atzlacha. Eventually we're going to end up speaking about Haman. But I'm going to start just to bring a Akdama, and we'll all do that in half an hour. Akdama from Parshas Chayesara. Over there it says, Eliezer Eved Avram. Vayoma, Hashem Elokei Adoni Avraham. Hakrein Arefonai Hayoim, Vasei Chesed Im Adoni Avram. What's the Chesed? Hine Anoichi Nitzav Alein Hamayim. Bnei Zamshei Ha'ir. Yortzais Lishoiv Mayim. V'hoya Hanara Asher Oymar Alea Hatina Kadeh Ve'eshte. V'amro Shtzei V'gam Gmalecha Ashke. Oysar Chachta Le'avtecha V'yitzchak U'va'eda. If I have that simon, if that's going to happen, I'm going to know 100%. U'va'eda. What? Ki asisa chesed im adoni. I'm asking for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I'm asking for a simon, and I'm telling you what the simon is. If the shidduch is going to say, Gam ligmalecha eshov, then Eida. I'm already going to know this is the woman, this is the kala for Yitzchak. Vayu term kilo ledaber. He didn't finish even speaking. Mine Rivka yotzes asher yulda b'tuel v'ana toras maramoy b'tulo mishlo yada. And then Eliezer Avram says, Va'ish mishtoela machrish ladas hayitzliach Hashem darko imloi. I don't know. Did I have atzlacha or not? Understand? You just said in your tefillah before HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Aseh Chesed, and if Uba'eda, if she's going to say V'gam ligmalecha eshov, I know this is the shidduch for Yitzchak. So why are you saying Vayish mishtay? I don't know how to say mishtay in English. Machlish la, huh? Machlish la das. I don't know. The Chassid Yavetz says, he's a Rishon. The Chassid Yavetz, he says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu could give you, I'll bring a dugma. I'm going to bring an example of money because I'm marrying off my daughter now, so everything I think about is I'm bringing an example from money. If you get the $1 million, what do you care how you got it? The Chassid Yavetz says that what Eliezer Eved Avram was still misupach, he had a sofek. He didn't know if it happened by chance, in nature, beteva, b'mikre. He got exactly, she came out right, she said, V'gam legmalecha eshov, it happened. I got the $1 million. But it was maybe it came b'mikre. HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought it down into this world with a filter that's called mikre. By chance, by nature, in the Torah. Or is it because vayat ter mikro v'ani ene? I was still davening, I was still asking HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please, I'm asking you for this simon. And yes, Hashem listened to what I was asking. Or a third thing, maybe it's just a chesed that HaKadosh Baruch Hu did with Avram. One of the three, the Chassid Yavetz says. But what do I care? You got the $1 million. What does it matter if by A, by B, or by C? You got it, Rivka. There's a big difference. Vayish mishtay lamachrish ladas hayitzliach Hashem dak. If you get it by mikre, even if it's Rivka, it's not atzlach. If you get it by teva, by nature, by chance, it's not the same thing. Even though you think you're getting the same thing, it's not called atzlacha. When we say in Hallel, Ana Hashem Oishiana, I want to be saved. Save me. Oishiana. Ana Hashem atzlichana. We're asking for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I want it to be connected to you and not b'mikre. I don't want it by chance, because if it's by chance, it's not called atzlacha. Anything that is not connected b'ashgacha without a filter that it's chance, b'mikre, asher korcha b'derech, vayiker Elokim el bilam. That's why Eliezer Eved Avram said at the beginning, Vayomer Hashem Elokei Adoni Avram Hakre no lefonai hayoim. I want you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the mikre, I should see that it's from you. I don't want the filter. Even Yaakov Avinu, when he came to Yitzchak, he said, Maze miharta li ibni. What happened? Ki hikra Hashem lefonai. The mikre was 100% HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I saw it with my eyes. That's called atzlach. That's why we ask, Ana Hashem Yishiana. It's not enough. You have to have Ana Hashem Atzlichana. Atzlicha, Atzlacha. V'yish mishtar l'machish ladas hayitzliach Hashem dam. Was it b'ashgacha? Because if it's not b'ashgacha, mamash, without a filter, that's not called Atzlacha. Even if you got the $1 million, you think it's the same, it's not the same. You know, by Yosef, it says, Vayihi Hashem es Yosef, Vayihi ish matzliach. By Ishmael, it says the same thing, almost. It says, Vayihi Elokim es anar, Vayihi roive kashas. He was a good archer. Both of them have a siyata d'shmaya, kind of a siyata d'shmaya. But there's a big difference. Ishmael got one thing. Vayihi roive kasha. Yosef got hatzlacha. Hatzlacha is anything you do, you're considered a matzliach. Even if someone else will have $1 million and you get a shekel, $1, yeah? You get $1. But your dollar is a dollar of hatzlacha. You got it without a filter of mikre. You have ashgacha. And whoever knows the business very good, he knows that atzlacha is worth a lot more than that million. Whatever Hashem brings you down, k'oich le'aman b'ashgacha, and you feel it and you know it, that's called Vayi Hashem es Yosef, Vayi ish matzliach. Vayi Elokim es anar, Vayi roi v'kash. There's also one more difference between these two psukim. By Yosef HaTzadik it says Vayi Hashem Yud Kei Vav Kei. Elokim, by Yishmael it says Vayi Elokim es anar, Vayi roi v'kash. Elokim is the koichos in this world. When HaKadosh Baruch Hu, if you have a gilui of Shechina, a gilui of Hashgacha, it's called Yud Kei Vav Kei. If it's kind of looks in the Teva, you have a Nisayon of Elokim. A Nisayon of Elokim, with that, even you could sit in the Beis Medrash, but you're so full of anxiety, all the time afraid of something, anxiety. You have Elohim Acherim. Your Nisayon in Elokim becomes Elohim Acherim. Because you don't feel that everything, as a Jew, you have Hashgacha Pratis. You know, it says, Lam Natseach Mizmor LeDavid. Yancha Hashem b'yom tzara. I need now. Yisagev Hashem Eloke Yaakov. What is a Shem Eloke Yaakov? In Va'era it says, Va'era el Avraham el Yitzchak el Yaakov bekel Shakai. Shin Daled Yud. Ushmi Hashem Yud Kei Vav Kei Lo Yino Dasi Lem. Rashi says, L'nikarti lem b'mida amitis. Avraham Avinu, I told him, listen, you're going to get hero prasa yama v'kein matzofayin v'negba. When he had to bury Sarah, he had to pay 400 Alabama shekel kesef. What happened? Like the Baruch Hu, what he promised? He didn't even ask. Start was bekel shakai. Shem Elokim. There was only one of the avos where he told HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I need now. I need now. I know that most of the Aftachos is going to be later on. That's Yaakov Avinu when he went to Lavan Arami. When he went to Lavan Arami, he told HaKadosh Baruch Hu, V'shavti b'shalom lebeis Avi, v'natani lechem le'echol, beged lilbosh. Right? He's going to Lavan Arami. He has to watch out that he stays in the Kedusha, that he stays in Taryag Mitzvah Shamat. There he asked from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I need now. Not b'shem Shakai, not b'shem Eloikim, v'era el Avram, el Yitzchak, el Yaakov, v'kel Shakai, u'shmi Hashem le'en edasi lehem, but Yaakov Avinu, one place, Hashem, he asked Hashem, give me now, because I need it. L'mnatzach mizmor leDavid, Yamcha Hashem b'yom Torah. Today, Yisagev Hashem Eloike Yaakov. That's why we say at the end of the parak, Hashem Yishia, HaMelech Yanenu, Yom Karein. It's a little difference between Vayi Hashem Yudkei Vavkei Es Yosef Vayish Matzliach Yav Hatzlacha, the Shechina, the Ashgacha, or if it's Shem Elokim. Shem Elokim, you're going into a Nisai. I'm going to bring one more place. There is more. That's the difference between what the Gemara in Pesachim says. Dafnun. The Gemara says, one pasuk says in Tehillim, Ki Godol Ad Shamayim Chasdecha, up to Shamayim. And the other pasuk says in Tehillim, Ki Godol Me'al Shamayim Chasdecha. Rava, I think it's Rava. There's a stira between the psukim, up to Shamayim or Me'al Shamayim. And the Gemara says, Lo Yimdim Sheloi Lishma is Ad Shamayim. Lo Yimdim Lishma is Me'al Shamayim. Okay, I understand. There's a difference between someone who learns Torah Lishma, Sheloi Lishma. But what's this Shamayim that you're saying, up to Shamayim or Me'al Shamayim? You know, if you bring the best chef in the world, you tell him, listen, I want you to make me the best food ever. I want you to cook it, do it, whatever. He brings it, I'm paying you, I'll say again, $1 million. $1 million, I want the best food. He gives you the food. You tell him, listen, I'm going to pay you $1 trillion. I want you to put back the food the way it was before you cooked it. Mm-hmm. Put all the spices back on the shelf, like before it was cooked. Also the meat, everything. Tell you, listen, $1 trillion, I would love to. I'd pay off half of the world to try to do it, but it's not possible. Hashem created the nature, the teva. How did he create it? He took eish v'mayim. He took 2 tavlinim, 2 spices. One eish, one mayim, he put them together. Rashi says shamayim is eish v'mayim. Or he says shalom b'brima. He made shamayim. That's nature. If you learn Torah, Shaloi Lishma, you'll have Asiyata and everything, but B'Shem Elokim, over here, down here. Ki Godol Ad Shamayim Chasdecha. You're going to have a chesed, but it's going to be in the nature. It's going to look like a mikra. But if you learn Torah Lishma, you're going to have Ki Godol Me'al Shamayim Chasdecha. HaKadosh Baruch Hu for you is going to take apart the Eish Umayim. Whatever he cooked for you, he's going to put it back. He's going to take the nature apart. And that's Hashgacha. That's a Yudkei Vavkei. That's something that you see with your eyes. You know, the Even Ezra brings at the end of Koheles. This is the last thing I'm going to bring on this. On Koheles, at the end, the Even Ezra says, there's a pasuk, Ki es kol ma'aser Elokim yavi b'mishpat al kol ne'elam im toiv im ra. And the Even Ezra says over here, Ki es soid shelo yizachar b'sefer Bereshis ad vayichulu l'shum shem ki im Elokim, from the beginning, Bereshis, until Bereshis bara Elokim. Right? Everything is Elokim until Vayichulu. No Shem Yudkei Vavkei. He says the same reason over there in Bereshis. It doesn't say Yudkei Vavkei, only Elokim. Who soid Sefer Koheles. That's the whole soid, that's the whole Inyan of Sefer Koheles. What does he want? What is the Even Ezra saying? So the first pasuk in Koheles that says Shem Elokim is pasuk in Beis. Pasuk in Gimel. It says, "V'nasati es libi lidrosh, v'lo tur b'chochma, al kol asher naise tachat hashamesh, tachat hashamayim, Hu inyan ra notzan Elokim livnei Adam lanos. Whatever, it's talking about bchira. What HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought to this world, that a person has bchira, you're fighting your whole life. He says, inyan ra. I want to make dayak a little bit more as a vort, let's say. V'nasati es libi lidrosh v'lotur b'chochma al kol asher nasa tachat hashamayim. Hu inyan ra nosan Elokim livnei Adam. By giving the Bnei Adam the Shem Elokim, that's the inyan ra. If it would have only of kevav, like if you would see like Adam Rishon, Kodem Achet, Rabbi Samikdash, B'Hashra Shechina, you see HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's unbelievable. The fire of the neshama wants to connect to the makar, where she came from, where the neshama came from above, and you feel the connection. But in this world, Hashem brought down that Shem Elokim. Eliyahu Navi, Behar Carmel, had to go up and scream to all Navi Abal, Hashem, Hu Elokim. Hashem, Hu Elokim. And every day we have to say in Kriyashma, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokim. Like the Nefesh HaChaim. Hashem Echad, it's all one. There's Ashgacha Pratis. You want to go, Valachtem imi bekeri? Valachtem imachem b'chamas keri. Asher karcha baderech. The whole problem of Amalek is the keri, is the karcha. The Gemara Megillah. The Gemara Megillah says, Vaysaper Haman lezeresh ishtoi v'lechol oyhavav koridu oyhavav v'kolu chachamav. It's oyhavim or chachamim. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Kol ha'omer dvar chochma afilu b'umas ha'olam nikra chacham. He's called smart. He's called a chacham. Imizer ayudi Mordechai. That's what they said. Amulei imishar shvatim kasi yachal. If he's from Zvulun, from Asher, whatever, from any other shevet, you'll be able to kill him. You won't be able if he's one of these shvatim. And Mordechai just happens to be Ishimini from Binyamin. You won't be able. Okay, Yehuda understand. Enoch, all the others, Binyamin, Ephraim, and Menashe. The Chsiv bu Lifnei Ephraim in Tehillim. Lifnei Ephraim u Binyamin and Menashe oira es gevuras. They knew Tehillim is done. Haman, this Chachamim knew Tehillim. Why these Shvatim? So maybe they had Nisim. Rashi on Tehillim says, but Pashtus, the only connection if you don't see any Mefarshim, Yehuda because he's a Melech and he's a Mani. Binyamin, Ephraim, Menashe. Ephraim, Menashe, it's because Malchus Yisrael is Ephraim, Menashe, the main. Haben Yakil Ephraim. Atayis Neisel Ephraim. Like everything is Ephraim. Yerovam ben Nevat and Yoshua ben Nun. But Malchus Yisrael. Binyamin, but why? Binyamin maybe because he's together with Yehuda, or I could say Yehuda's from Leah, and all that come from Rachel are Binyamin, Ephraim, and Menashe. Yosef and Binyamin. Maybe that's the reason. But
Binyamin is the best of English.
Huh?
Binyamin is the best of English.
Right. Binyamin Ze'ei Vitrof on the Mizbech. It's more in Zvachim. It says, right? In Perk Chamish. When it says that. Ritzua Yoitzes.
So you can't defeat the best of English.
Huh?
You can't defeat the best of English.
Yeah. It's a good try. Kinofal Tipol. The Gemara continues to say, Dorosh Abida B'Rabilai Shtei Nefilas Adalu Lana. אמרו לו, אומה זו משולה לאפות, ומשולה לכרחבים. כשהם יורדים עד האפור, כשהם עולים עד לכרחבים. Some Sefer in the Tshuvos, Simon Reish Ches, or Chaim Simon Reish Ches. He asks a question. He says, what kind of a big chiddush is the Gemara and Megillah telling me that what? That Goyim could be considered Chachamim, some of them. Chochma b'Goyim Tamim. What do you want? We know that you could say a bracha al chachmei umos ha'olam baruch shechalak mechachmasai lebasar v'dam.
Shenasi.
Huh? Shanasa. Right. Shechalak mi. Right. Shanasa. Bom Shanasa mi chochmasay lebasar v'adam. That's the Chassam Sofer asks a question. So what is the Gemara Mechadesh? So what is the Chassam Sofer says that if a guy was born smart, then I could understand, he's smart. I could call him a chacham. Baruch shenasan mi chachmasay lebasar v'adam. Good. But if he's not a smart guy, but once he was called a oyev, he wasn't called a chacham, and then you call him a chacham because he said one thing that's smart, I would think that I can't call him a chacham. And the Chassam Sofer says, yes, you could call him, that's what the Gemara says over here, you could call him a chacham. But if you have a Jew that it's not that bright, but he said a dvar chachma, I don't have any suffix that you could call him a chacham. Why? Because Yisrael is a mushkach. Everything is ba'ashgacha. His neshama is connected all the way up. He's not in nature. He's not in a mikra. A goy is in a mikra. A Yisrael is a mushkach. Because he's a mushkach, he has hashgacha pratis. If he says something that's smart, that's chacham, for sure you call him a chacham. I don't have a suffix. By a goy, I had a suffix. Can I call this guy a chacham? So they both come out with the same outcome. They both could say the same thing, but one is a yud kei vav kei, and one is a Eloi Machir. These chachamim of Haman, of Ben Bnai, of these people that say Asher karcha baderech, everything is a mikre. They're saying a Dvar Chochma. What is the Dvar Chochma? If he comes from Yehuda, Binyamin, Ephraim, or Menashe, then he'll win. And then they're saying another thing. Nafal Tipa. Nafal. When they go all the way down and they're flat on the ground, there's no more to go down. That's when they go up, the Tipa. You're going to fall. It's Soiter. They're two divrei Chochma are Soiter each other. The first one you're saying, Ephraim, Binyamin, Menashe. The second one you're saying, Nafal, when they're all the way down, that's when they're going to go up. It has even from Zvulun and from Asher. So you're saying yourself. What's your Dvar Chochma? So that's what I wanted to say to conclude and say one thing. The Gemara is not saying that the pasuk that they brought was right. They got it right to say that you're going to fall down. And they said the reason because Lifnei Binyamin, Ephraim, Menashe, Yehuda, you're going to fall down. If Mordechai is from one of these shvatim, you're gone. Yeah. Haman is gone. He's going to win. But that's a chachma that they got that is not mushkach. It's not a connection to above. It's not a hatzlacha. If it's not a hatzlacha, if it's not Yosef Hatzad, if it's not mushkach, you might be right by what you're saying, but the reason is wrong. You got it wrong. But I could call you a chacham because you got it right. You filled out the numbers the way it's supposed to be, or whatever, and it just happened b'mikre that you're right. You're gonna fall. Yeah, Haman, you're gonna die. But is that a real chochma mushgachas? So what is the real nafal kippur? Over here I'm concluding. 5 minutes. The Midrash in Hosea. Yalkut Shimoini Hosea. Listen to what he says. Ribono shel olam, amru Yisrael lifnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ribono shel olam, imosai ata goy aleinu. When? Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu l'ksheterdu b'madrega atachtoina. Oiso shor ani goyeles. D'chsiv, v'nikbetzu b'nei Yehuda u'b'nei Yisrael yachad v'som lehem roish echad v'olu min haaretz. Uchsiv ki shacha le'ofar nafsheinu. When you're all the way down on the floor, there is no kiloyon for Am Yisrael. Chas v'sholem. When you're all the way down, it can't be that you're not going to be here. So what happens? The only way is to go up. Maksiv batre. Kuma ezras alanu. Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu Hakol michem. One more Rashi. Rashi in Tehillim, he says, Lifnei Ephraim Binyamin u'Menashe Oyres Gvurascha u'lecha liyishua salon. Rashi says, Binyamin bimei Achashverosh shehu Mordechai ve'Esther v'Sakana v'chol ador tolui b'hem u'lecha liyishua salonu ein ze l'shon halicha ela lecha hashgacha pratis. I'm concluding in the last 4 minutes to explain that. I know someone in Israel, a young guy, that he did a few tests. He had to do a hernia. So when you do a hernia, they do all these kind of tests and everything, just because it's an operation. And then something came back, and he read about it. He was looking up, because they didn't have, the doctor could meet him only after Sukkot and whatever, it was before Rosh Hashanah. The guy read, he thought he was going to die. He thought, that's it, life is over. Yeah? He said, I was sitting at home, I was looking at the Rashba that I have in the bookcase. I was saying, bro, I need that Rashba. Anyways, I never opened it. Whenever I need a Rashba, I take it from the shul. What I need the Aviesi, what I need this. I never open them at home because it's all on the top shelf and all these I don't need. Maybe I need a Chumash and a Shas, because everything, I'm always sitting in Beis HaMikdash. I'm giving away everything. He didn't feel like eating. He didn't feel that he needs even clothes. He said, it's enough 2 clothes. Why do I have all this stuff? Why? Because he thought he's not going to be here tomorrow. He almost gave away everything. It's a nace that he waited. That's what he told me. It's a nace that he waited till after Sukkot, and the doctor says you have nothing. So then he felt better, What I'm saying is, the last, when Am Yisrael goes all the way down, and they have nowhere else to go, all the machlokes go away. Suddenly, everybody feels as one. What was I fighting on till now? It doesn't mean that there aren't differences, and there aren't differences that you should stand up. A Russia is a Russia. You can't give up your whole religion just Ava, V'chedla, because usually the opposite comes out of that. But the whole fight of Shem Elokim, of the fight that you do in the nature, it's not b'mushgach. It wasn't really the Shem Shamayim. It wasn't the Shem Shamayim, but you're so intertwined into this world that everything got mixed up, and you started fighting, and not for a Kodesh Baruch Hu. You're fighting because your midas are helping you do the fight. If you would think you wouldn't be here tomorrow, and everybody, all Yisrael Chas v'Shalom would think they wouldn't be here tomorrow, all the Shem Elokim would go out. You'd still have your differences. You'll still have to fight. But it would be from a clean fight. A person that's mushkach, thinking about a Kodesh Baruch Hu be'emes. For conclusion, nafal tipon. When we go all the way down, when we feel, that's it. When you feel that way, that there's nothing in this world, nothing that's going to be left except your Torah, and everything else is hevel avolim, that's when you go up. That's when you bring your own gula. That's when you bring gula la'olam. Dover b'shem oimroi. That's a Shem Yud Vavkei. That's a Mushgach. That's Vayi Hashem Es Yosef. Vayish Matzliach. And the Hefech of Asher Korcha B'derech. The Hefech of Haman. The Hefech of Chochma B'goyim. Ela Yisrael HaMushgach. Shem Ya'azor. L'Nantzach Mizmor LeDavid. Ya'ancha Hashem B'yom Tzora. B'yom Tzora. Yisagevcha Shem Eloi Ke'Yakov. Hashem Yishia. HaMelech Ya'anenu B'yom Koreinu. Amen Ken Yirot.